So if anyone as a nurse or already working in their home country, if they wanted to come to Germany and work as a nurse, this is the time.
Maybe we can start with the health situation in Germany.
Germany as a whole country, they have a very, very nice, fantastic healthcare system. It works, at least.
What I wonder is this, because since I came to Germany, I have not been so sick that I had to go to the hospital that I was hospitalized.
Yeah.
So most times I just go to see the family doctor,
Yeah.
and I get 1 or 2 prescriptions, and then it's fine, you know.
Yeah.
And I pay heavy health insurance every month, which is really driving me crazy.
It's crazy, you know. It's been 8 years. I've never been hospitalized.
Yeah.
I've never visited a hospital. Then I'm like, I'm paying every
I'm
month
paying
so much
every
premium.
month. But how do you explain that? When I was a student, it was not that bad because I was paying around 100 euros.
100 euros, yeah.
Which was good. But now that I'm working, if I tell you how much I pay for my health insurance every month,
it's 3 times more.
it's driving me crazy, and I'm like, I never get sick.
Yeah.
What am I paying for? But then you don't want to risk it and say you won't pay.
Just one thing goes wrong, then you get a bill of 50,000 euros.
Yeah, your whole life savings.
Yes. I mean, in one way, it's good to be insured. So that you're safe.
So that you're safe. Yeah. I mean, the goal is to save yourself and not your money.
Correct.
And then what I also find fantastic is the fact that you also have a means to pay that money.
Right.
You know, I think it would be terrible if you did not have the means to pay for your health insurance.
Right.
But now, so tell me, like someone who wants to come to Germany as a nurse.
Yeah.
So how does it work?
So, so if you're watching this video and if you're a nurse, and this is the right time, you know, to come into this country and then work as a nurse. After the pandemic, it has really shown the depth of the medical system, and they really need a lot of people to work.
Even before the pandemic, the need was already there.
Exactly.
It was
about to break, and then once the pandemic came, it broke.
It broke.
So if anyone as a nurse or already working in their home country, if they wanted to come to Germany and work as a nurse, this is the time, but they have to, you know, make the shift. And I'll explain them from the first step until they arrive here and they settle down here, what they have to do. So step number 1 is you should already be a nurse. It could be you have done already some graduation, if you're a BSc nursing or any graduate in nursing, like a diploma nursing, BSc nursing. I don't know the terminologies in different countries, but a graduate.
That you have some kind of qualification.
Qualification to work, or a registered nurse in their country. So you should be a registered nurse in your home country. So that's the first pre-check. So that's done. Second pre-check, language. If you have the language, it's well and good. You already like one step ahead of others. But don't worry, if you don't have the language, it's nothing to worry about. You can still start the process. You still have a lot of time. And then third step is whether do you have the license or not.
What license?
So in Germany, if you wanted to work as a nurse, you need to have a license. How do they do this license for the international nurses? From your home country, basically you have to collect all your documents. They will also provide the checklist. You know, they can have a look at it. What are the checklist of documents? You have to prepare this document. And to do this process, you don't have to be in Germany. So that's the best part.
So you can already do this.
You can already do this part. And another best part is you don't need to have the language already. To do this. Even before you study the language, even before you come to Germany, the first step is to do this licensing process. We say the equivalence. You have to basically, what you do is you send all your documents to Germany, and the authorities here, they check them up. And they compare it with the system here.
See if it's equivalent with the German system.
They basically do the equivalence. If you have the complete license, they tell you, okay, we checked your degree, it's all good. You can work in Germany if you have this XYZ. So that's a straightforward process.
Do they also check the experience that you have? How long have you been practicing as a nurse?
Yes. They do check everything.
What's the minimum? Is there a minimum?
Not like that. That's not like a minimum. But when you have more experience, that also counts.
Definitely.
So they know that you are a registered nurse. You've been working. You can be a very good resource here.
Definitely.
Because you've been already practicing for many years. So and also it really helps to get your license also. If something you're missing, in your degree, but you work there. So that experience can also be counted.
Okay.
And then send all these documents to the authorities by post. And then when you send this, they check it, and then maybe after 2 to 3 months, they will let you know whether do you have the license. I mean, everyone gets a license, but it just depends on how equal you are.
Yeah.
Whether do you have some deficit.
Yeah.
If you have a deficit, they will give you a deficit beside, saying that okay, this is missing.
Okay.
But you still have a license. So.
But you need to fulfill this missing.
You just have to fulfill this missing parts.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But if you have a basic bachelor's, 4 years of degree and a decent work experience, you get like full license.
Okay.
You get full license mostly.
Okay.
But don't worry, if you don't get also, it's still I will tell you if you don't have what is the process for them. So you apply, let's say after 3 months, you get the authorities approval that yes, your documents are fine. We have equalated, and then it's all looking fine. Okay. Only the missing is your German language.
Yeah.
So you study your side by side your German language. Okay. And then after you have the German language, you can find an employer in Germany. And then once you have the employer, they do a small check from you. It's like an interview. Yeah. It's a very basic one. And then when you go through it, and then they give you the contract. And then once you have the contract, you apply for a visa directly for a work permit from your home country. Yeah. And then you arrive in Germany, and from the day one you start working.
So basically, the initial process is for you to get the nursing license to work in Germany. Yes. So that's why you do the initial paper checking, documentation, and everything. Exactly. And then once you get that license, then you can apply. You look for an employer. Yes. And then get a job contract. Yes. And what are the chances that you will get a job? What are the chances?
Oh, it's very, very high.
Very high. Like 100%.
German hospitals are like literally, just come, work, we need you. Yeah. Before 2020, the requirement was like you have to do B2 level. And they're still not able to get the people. They've toned down and they've come to the B1 level now.
Do you think they're going to go down to A2? Maybe, but
maybe after 2-3 years also it's still the same. They don't have the people. They say, "You come, I will teach you German language."
Or you learn the language on the job. The German language, for who is it required? Is it required to get the license, or it's required to get the job from the employer?
It's to get the job from the employer. To do the license, you don't need to have the German language idea. Okay. Not many people know this. They all think that okay, I don't know German, so maybe after I learn the language only I have to do the license.
Okay.
Anyone can do the license. Whether do you have an employer or whether do you have a German language or not, it's fine. You can know whether do you have a license or not.
Yeah, I think that's smart. I mean, if someone does not have the language but has the required document, you can obtain the license first. Yeah. And then depending on the kind of relationship that you have with your potential employer, it could be that they take you up without the language. Yeah. And when you come, maybe they have a position where you do not actually need the language. Yeah. You can be working and learning the language alongside.
Here in Germany, the employers, the hospital, they spend anywhere between 3 to 6 months to fulfill one position.
Takes such a long time.
Such a long time. Yes.
Wow.
So much time to fulfill one position. If someone leaves, the replacement takes a lot of time. So that's why now they are relying on many international countries. They're relying on Vietnam. They're relying on Asia. They're relying on Northern Africa, Southern African countries, South American countries. Doesn't matter which country you're from. Yeah. If you can speak the language and if you're ready to work, there is a good opportunity for you. There are many nurses from Africa. They come and work. From Nigeria, I know from Kenya. So many people from Kenya come and work. So it's a huge community from Northern Africa to Southern Africa, from Tunisia, Egypt, from Nigeria, from Cameroon.
Yeah. And what are the working hours like? How many hours do they work per day?
That's the best part in Germany. I mean, it's very regulated. Okay. So you work, anywhere between 38 to 40 hours for the whole week.
Per week, yeah.
Per week, yeah. And the working hours are like, it's shift based. So you work either from 9 to 5, 6, or maybe you work in the afternoon shift from 1 to 10. So our nurses are rotated through the shift. It's not like you're doing one shift. So you can either work in the day shift for maybe 3 weeks, And then in the next 3 weeks, they move you to the afternoon shift, and in the late evening shift. It could be anything. But and the advantage is if you're working the late shift, you get paid extra.
Yeah, like how many percent more?
25% to 35%. They give you maybe after 8 to 9, in the evening time. Anything you work after 8, 9 or 10, it counts as a extra. So they pay you 25 to 30% more. I could be wrong in this percentage, but it's not the same amount.
Definitely, I know you get paid more a bit. And also when you work on weekends
you get 50% more. Public holidays always 100% more.
100% more.
Yes. So if you're every day, let's say example, you earn 100 euros per day, and then if you work on the holidays, public holidays, you get 200.
How many public holidays are there in a year? Maybe
I don't know, maybe for 10, 12 or...
Just work on those days and get double the amount of those days.
So basically the Christmas times are great, Easter times are great.
I'm just wondering, are there like special packages for... so let's imagine I have the qualification, I got the job, but I have a family.
Yeah.
So what are the chances that I can come with my family to Germany if I got the job?
Definitely, 100%. They can also bring the family. But here, when they mean the family, it's always their husband or wife and kids.
And kids.
Yeah. Not their father or mother.
The cousins.
The cousins.
The uncles, the grandfather, the grandmother.
No, just your husband, wife.
Yeah, the
or
immediate
the
family.
Immediate family.
The immediate family.
Yeah. If you, let's say you have a BSc degree, you have a license, and then you also completed your... let's say B2 first.
Okay.
You already completed B2.
Yeah.
Then when you arrive, you can also bring your family.
You have to arrive first before your family come?
No, if you have B2, you can immediately bring the family.
So you get a visa for everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
So, but if you have only B1 level, so like I said, the B1 was introduced only last year. Before that, you need to have B2. But now the government says that you have B1, you can still come to the country, you can work. But what they say is we give you maybe 12 to 18 months time.
To get the B2?
Yes. And there is a difference in salary as well. You do the same work, but if you have B1, then your salary will be somewhere between 2,300 to 2,500 euros brutto.
Okay.
But the moment you complete your B2, your salary will be from 3,000 to 3,200 euros.
Yeah, so you earn more when you have a B2.
So if you come only with B1, what I would recommend is first you come, start working.
Okay.
Get the B2, maybe in 3 months or maybe in 4 months, I don't know. It depends on their capacity because they have full-time job and they have to manage their B2 as well. Yeah. So it's their choice. So let's say within 4 months they do the B2, get the certificate. Then their contract will change from 2,400 to 3,100. The same employer or a different employer, it's fine.
Okay.
You will get the contract changed to a different salary. And then at the time, you can invite your family.
Okay. So you need that before you can invite your family.
Yes.
Okay. And the contract that you get, how long is it for? You get a 1-year contract, 2 years, 5 years?
Yeah.
How?
See, basically, in Germany, we have the system of unlimited contract. Unbefristet Vertrag. But not in many countries it exists, right? So the hospitals, they are very keen on giving this contract. Unlimited contract.
They give you right away, straight up?
Yes.
Okay. So I thought normally they would give you maybe like befristet contract, so limited for 1 year or 2 years, and then after this
they're just afraid that if you leave, they cannot replace you.
So they give you unlimited contract.
They give you unlimited contract. So there's a limited contract, there is also unlimited contract. So most of the time they get unlimited, but even if they get a limited, that would be minimum of 2 years.
Yeah.
So there's nothing like you get a 6 months or 1 year employment.
Okay.
It will be minimum of 2 years.
Okay.
And here you can easily extend the contract because they know the demand for the nurses.
Definitely, yeah.
So that will not be a problem, and the working hours also will not be a problem because I know in many countries they work like 10 hours, 12 hours shift, 14 hours shift.
Yeah.
But here it's very regulated. It's 8 hours.
8 hours.
Maximum 9 hours. That's it.
Yeah, just over.
And you get paid for it.
Of course.
You also get paid for it. Yeah.
And the contract also you have the 6-month probationary period too, right?
Yeah, I think it also depends on the hospital. Sometimes 3 months probation, or sometimes 6 months probation. It also varies from the hospital to hospital.
Okay.
The employer and the employee has to have an understanding on that how they have to have it. If the employer says 6 months, then it's 6 months, or it's 3 months, then it's 3 months.
Okay. But what would a potential nurse who wants to come to Germany, what should they take care of about this probation period? Like, what is the difference between the probation period and like when you're over the probation period?
Yeah.
What happens like?
So basically, the probation really means that they can basically, it means that if you don't perform well, we can take you off anytime.
without any reason, like
you
just
because in Germany it's not that easy to fire someone.
That's right.
You have to give a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
The laws are always, pro the employer. The employee.
Pro the employee.
Protecting
the employee.
Protecting a lot of employees. Yeah. So you have to have a valid reason why they are firing you, or they're laying you off. So that's why they give this probation time. In this probation time, basically, you just have to do your own job. Yeah. Whatever the task is given to you, whatever they're asking you. They also understand that your language is limited, but still, if you're able to perform the basic, expectation what they have, then I think it should be fine. So as far as we know, none of the nurses have been, gotten off in the probation time.
During probation
it's just on the paper.
Yeah.
But from the day when you're serious, you're working as an actual employee, full time.
Yeah. Then I guess it's very easy for someone to move to Germany as a nurse, because once you have the right qualification, even though it's not right, the equivalence will be checked here.
Exactly.
Once it's checked,
you don't worry that will I have it or not? Would I apply, or maybe I don't know whether I have a license. Just apply.
Yeah.
Just apply and see.
I believe right now the most challenging thing is the language.
Language part. Exactly.
That means for someone who's willing to learn the language, then you already have a job in Germany.
Yeah.
To move over here.
Already. That's right. You already have a job.
Yeah.
It's just that you have to come here and then take the opportunity. There are thousands of hospitals, hundreds of jobs, thousands of jobs still available. All you have to do is only learn the B1 level. The best part in Germany is the husband or wife, they also get the work permit.
Oh, okay.
So the other partner gets a work
permit.
Okay. So if you are working here as a nurse and then your wife is joining you, she will also get the family reunion visa. And in that visa, she can do, it's an open work permit.
Yeah.
She can work, she can do freelancing, she can do part-time. The best part is they can even set up their own company.
If they want, establish their own business.
Exactly, establish your own business.
Yeah.
You are free to do anything. So it's not just one person working. The opportunity is for both the husband and wife to work.
Yeah.
And the kids all get the government education.
They get to study for free.
Exactly, from the kindergarten until and then the government pays you to take care of the child.
You get some small payment for your children.
You get a small incentive.
Support the children. Yeah.
I think the ideology is like you work and take care of the country, and then we take care of your family.
We take care of you and your family.
Yeah.
I think that's a good bargain,
Yeah.
I give you my best, you take care of my worries.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So you come to work.
I know, from India, the biggest two expenditure for anyone is education and the healthcare.
Yeah.
These are the two main areas where they spend thousands of rupees and thousands of euros. But if both that are taken care of,
and there are no worries.
It's a big pressure, it's been taken off the way. So I think it's the same for the African countries also. They spend a lot of money for education and for the healthcare.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And if you have these two things taken care of, then you're more focused. You have a clear head, and then you can actually give your best at work, and you're really efficient.
Exactly.
And this is then reflected in the economy of the country at large.
True.
Yeah.
That's why
no wonder like most of these Western countries, they keep flourishing. Because I think they have like systematic ways of taking care of the workforce, to see that it's always efficient. And
they know it. If that is broken, the country's economy is broken.
Exactly. It results back on the employees and then the country at last.
So I would say it's a very nice opportunity for the nurses to come here and you can work. It's the best time of the year. Just start your process now.
If your sister is a nurse, your mom is a nurse, your brother, your uncle, your dad,
or any relatives,
anybody, your friends. If they want to come to Germany, the biggest requirement is the language. So once you have a passion for the language, then I think you already have a job waiting for you in Germany. Yeah. Great.